Welcome to the show. My name is Charlton with Big C. This is Charlton and Big C Sports coming to you worldwide on the iHeartRadio network, the number one network in the United States of America. And Big C Sports has been voted the number one sports show in the universe, according to Big C and them good old boys down south. I want to say bienvenidos to all of our listeners in Latin America and across the pond in London, England, as well as Paris, France. We're actually starting to grow more in Paris, France. So thank you for following Big C Sports. Also, I want to tell you, you good old boys up in Canada, I just heard some good news. You still have some NHL action happening in the United States of America. So I know you guys have been waiting for a long time to hear this. And here it goes, a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. So I know you guys are waiting in line around the block. It wasn't for the Drake concert, Big C. It's for the Big C national anthem for Canada. But there's still no one I love more than them good old boys down south in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Big C, how's it going for you good old boys down south?
South right now, we really got some spring weather going on. We got everybody springing up in the playoffs. We got the NHL, the NBA.
Yeah.
We got loud mouths running in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, it sound like you say Donald Trump, man. POTUS, he still thinks that he's doing the Apprentice show because he likes to fire everybody. And when that good old boy, he fired James Comey, the director of the FBI, the guy that's investigating his ties with Russia, Big C. That's the good old boy that got the axe today. I just want to get your thoughts, not only on the world of sports, but most FBI directors, they're appointed for 10 years, Big C. But this good old boy is out after 3 because this knucklehead Donald Trump decides he doesn't want anyone looking into his ties with Russia. Big C, your thoughts?
James Comey is the second FBI director ever to be fired.
Yeah.
The first one was fired back in 1982, but he was fired for misappropriating funds.
Yeah.
When we look at what Donald Trump has done since he's become president, I know everybody keeps saying give him a chance, but he's also a criminal.
Yeah.
And I'll state that.
It's a fact.
Because why do you fire every state prosecutor, every special prosecutor from all the states, the people who can investigate the banks and illegal money coming into America?
Yeah.
He fired all of these people a couple of months ago, Charlton. He also fired the acting director, Sally Hayes.
Oh, yeah.
He fired her. And so now he's fired James Comey. Now you have to wonder why he's firing all of these people who have the power to investigate finance, to investigate ties with Russia. Now if you eliminate all of these people and say, well, there's no ties to me
Yeah.
and these other places, no, they're not. Because anybody that you appoint will not investigate you in that capacity because they know that you will fire them immediately. But the American people should be cognizant of this, Charlton, that this is a very shady move.
Yeah.
That you go and fire all the people that have not done things wrong in this country.
No.
Charlton, but are doing things right, what the American public expects of them. They work for the American public, and also as well as the president. But the president can fire people for no reason, Charlton.
None.
For no reason that he can present that is reasonable to eliminate those. And I think he always said when he was running that he was going to get Americans employed.
Yeah.
You have to think about how many people that Donald Trump has fired since he's become president.
Yeah.
People would not realize the astonishment of this number. It's in excess of 4,000 people that Donald Trump has put on the unemployment line since he has become president. So when you talk about creating jobs in America,
Yeah.
people need to look deeply that Donald Trump has forced over 4,000 Americans into unemployment.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about creating jobs, he's not doing that other than for himself and his family.
Well, that's a very good point, Big C. Today is a beautiful May the 9th, 2017, and this segment is sponsored by your Northern California Cadillac dealers, home on the all-new Cadillac Escalade, the standard of the world. And when you go by and test drive yours, tell them that Charlton and Big C sent you. So, Big C, we know we're having all type of weather issues all over the country. I think it's raining a lot back where you good old boys are, Big C. Out here in California, it seems like we're having a lot of heat, like a heat wave. How's the weather holding up for you good old boys down south, Big C?
Well, Charlton, we're in the
Yeah.
You know, I feel like some ice cream.
I'm sure it's moonshine flavored ice cream too, Big C. But hopefully, with all the things that are happening in the White House, and I just keep hearing, one of the greatest guys, one of the most intelligent people that I love listening to, Big C, goes by the name of Dick Gregory. Very intelligent man, very well read. He has a lot of things to say about politics. But I just want to get your thoughts too, as some of the historians, whether it's a guy like Dick Gregory or other people who follow politics over the years, what are the old time people thinking? The people who did the Civil Rights March, what were they thinking about everything that's happening now in this political climate? Big C, your thoughts?
Well, Charlton, when we look at the atmosphere and the temperature of what's going on in politics, we've never seen anything like this in America. Even during the Civil Rights Movement, Charlton,
yeah.
There was even some civilness about politics at the time.
Yeah.
We knew what it was, right? But you didn't have politicians firing people.
No.
Who were investigating them, Charlton, who could expose what them and their families have done to fellow Americans, Charlton.
Yeah.
But that's the most damaging part, and that's the alarming part to Americans, Charlton, is that you're sitting here saying that what Donald Trump is doing is for the good of America. We're going to say that find everyone that is in the
his administration. Yeah.
Keep Americans. That move, somebody who has no political experience.
Yeah.
As you stated, he acts like he's operating. It has to do with him. He's going to fire you.
Yeah.
When we think about him not leaving the country safe, and with all the allegations he's made that was under.
Yeah. And hold on a second, Big C. I know you're out on your boat. We're having a lot of background noise with your microphone, so hopefully we can clear that up. But I just want to touch on a few things. I know when I heard some of the breaking news that came on today that he had fired the FBI director, and most people were not expecting that. Here we are talking about going to war with North Korea, talking about the Russian investigation background, and now we're having this unexpected firing, which is, I don't know if any firing is ever expected, Big C, but I think it has a lot of people caught off guard. I just want to get your thoughts. You've been following politics for so many years. Did it kind of throw you off guard? I know we said there'd be a lot of shakeups in this administration because he can't get anything passed, so he's going to get something done by firing people just to make himself look good, Big C. Your thoughts?
I tell you, these are called Fox News up there.
Yeah.
What to do, but they're totally shy by this move. They can't explain it because it comes, out of the blue. And everybody's looking for reasoning. And everybody said, well, it's because he watched the Clinton investigation. No, he didn't watch the Clinton investigation.
Yeah.
After Sally Yates testified on Capitol Hill, Charlton, just a day ago, and pointed out that this is an ongoing investigation, and even Comey.
Yeah.
Stated out a month ago that there's an ongoing investigation that they can't speak about it. Trump is concerned that it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
And if it's ongoing, that means that they will uncover things. Things come out there.
Oh, yeah.
It was the incident over in China that over the weekend where his son-in-law's sister was using his name, and his son-in-law, visas, C5 visas to the United States.
Yeah.
At $500,000 a pop.
Isn't that crazy?
With Chinese members' citizenship.
Yeah.
So, all the improprieties that have been going on with this White House, we haven't seen any major policy that's going to assist America.
No.
This health care reform thing is not going to fly because it strips too many Americans of their health coverage. You're going to say that you're going to take $880 million,
Yeah.
and it's going to lower the cost of health care to Americans. I don't think everybody's as dumb as me, Charles.
That's funny. No.
From an American perspective.
Yeah.
So, to keep lying to people and saying that we're going to reduce what you owe by taking $8.8 billion away.
Yeah.
And states will make it up in stipends. Now, if you take $8.8 billion away, the states don't have the money to make it up with.
No, they don't.
But, as Americans, this is like an NFL team or an NBA team saying, well, we're going to cut our payroll by 50%.
Right.
But we're going to increase salaries. You don't even have to understand politics.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
by 50%. How is it going to increase salaries by 12%?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't have to, Charlie, because there's not enough money there.
Yeah.
So this is the role that politics and sports play that are synonymous with each other. You cannot reduce the payroll of a professional franchise and say that you're going to increase the players' salaries.
Yeah.
It does not occur. The Oakland Raiders just proved that.
Yeah.
With their move to Oakland, they say, okay, we can't function on the money that we make in Oakland, even though we're hundreds of millions of dollars a year in profit.
Yeah.
We need to increase that. We need to double that by going to Las Vegas so that we can have a greater share of the profit, even though there's revenue sharing between the players and the teams.
Yeah.
But for the government to tell the rest of America that they're that dumb and we're going to take away your health insurance.
Yeah.
Obamacare, nobody has said yet.
No.
What's wrong with Obamacare other than premium rises?
Yeah.
It's on the Senate and the House, Charlton, to force insurance companies to cover you.
Yeah.
It's not Obamacare. They can't enforce carriers to cover you. It comes down to the Senate and the House to do that, Charlton.
Yep.
Once they make reform that if you don't cover in all 50 states, you can't cover in one state, insurance companies will cover America.
Yeah.
And with gusto. But the minute you strip Americans of having pre-existing condition insurance,
Yeah.
they will never get insurance again. Other than that, paying triple to quadruple the price, Charlton.
And you know, Big C, something you're talking about has already happened in the mortgage industry. There's something called redlining, where white American banks would not make loans to black Americans or even Native Americans or Mexican Americans. And the government came in and said, if you cannot discriminate against anybody, so if you can't make loans to everybody, you can't make loans to anyone. Same thing can happen with health insurance, Big C. They can find out what's the healthiest part of the population. They only want to insure those people because they're less likely to have a claim. They've done the same thing with the mortgage industry. This is just for the good old boys to put more money in their pocket. And like they even said, a lot of dumb people went for it, Big C. I want to get your thoughts on something going on in the world of the NBA. And we're going to try to figure out what's happening in the world of basketball. We have Cleveland that has not lost a game in their first round. We have the Golden State Warriors, which did not lose a game in their first round. And now we're looking at the second round where both teams have climbed their way to the conference championships, Big C. Your thoughts on how we can find some equity in the NBA, or are we just waiting for this, what we call a great matchup again, a three-peat trilogy? Your thoughts, Big C.
Everybody looked at the playoffs as being anticlimactic to the season.
Yeah.
It's almost been like a race. You know, you've had two elite teams sweep both of their series.
Yeah.
Okay? Now we got two series still going on.
Yeah.
Both series, ironically, Charlton, are boring. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because 6 of those 8 games have been blowouts.
Yeah.
They have not been competitive. Each one of those series, Charlton, have only had one game that's been competitive.
Yeah.
That makes for boring basketball.
Yeah.
When you sit there and all of a sudden somebody's down by 28 points, no one's really interested, Charlton.
No.
And so that's what's made basketball boring. It's not the series that the sweeps have occurred in, because you kind of expected it, the anticipation of those teams playing well.
Yeah.
But you got these teams that are supposedly evenly matched in Houston and San Antonio and Washington and Boston.
Yeah.
And they just pull out in the series. And so that doesn't make interesting basketball, Johnson. And so this is where basketball needs to find its way to be more competitive. When you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers in their series, those games were competitive.
Yeah.
Even though they swept those series, all 8 games were competitive because the opposing teams were in them.
Yeah.
Golden State has had a little more control in their series because they've averaged their victories by 17 points against Utah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that they're just a high-powered offensive team. But when we look at basketball and we talk about parity, when games are one-sided, you know, of professional organizations,
Right.
that's what makes games uninteresting.
Yeah.
You expect for the opposing team to be competitive. You know, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
When teams walk out there and know that they can't win.
Yeah.